We heard you missed us. Well, we're back. It's Decibel Geek Friday Night Live. We're going to have a good time tonight. Oh, got to turn on the notifications because we got people that are saying hello already. Like our awesome friend, Mighty K. Hello, Mighty K. How are you?
Oh, wow. 2 women in a row. This is a record.
Wow. They might become 4%ers eventually.
Right.
So we're here tonight. We've had a hell of a week. You know, last week we were up in Indianapolis. We caught Ugly Kid Joe with Fozzie. We interviewed Klaus from Ugly Kid Joe on the tour bus. So accommodating, so cool, and so much fun. And that concert was kick-ass. And then I kept going up north to Wisconsin, went on vacation, visited some friends and family, and made my way on back down here just in time to release that episode. We've been getting some cool feedback on that. Once again, thanks to Klaus from Ugly Kid Joe for giving us the time. And thanks to Ugly Kid Joe for coming back to the United States.
All thanks to you.
Oh, clearly, as we discussed in the episode. Are you the guys? We're the guys. Oh, yeah. I'm Aaron Camaro, joined as always by my awesome friend and kick-ass co-host, Chris Sinzak. Now, I know it's a little bit early to be talking about ROCKNPOD in 2024, but you know what I say? It's never too early to talk about ROCKNPOD. So you've teased it earlier throughout the day, and you've got an announcement for ROCKNPOD 2024. And I know everybody's tuned in. They got here on time. I even got here on time. We got to know.
Yeah.
Tell us about ROCKNPOD 2024, Chris Sinzak.
Yeah, and if Aaron Camaro shows up on time, that's a real accomplishment right there. I've had several people messaging me because I did kind of tease it, and I learned from Gene Simmons. You got to learn how to do clickbait. So I said, I have an announcement on the future of ROCKNPOD. So then, of course, I'm getting texts and messages from people going, "Are you guys are you quitting? Or are you done? Is it over? Is ROCKNPOD not coming back?" Let me go ahead and put that fear to rest. ROCKNPOD is not over. It will continue. It will happen next year. And we're 99.9% on the date and the venue. But as we've learned in the past, you never announce anything until you have a contract in place. So as I learned with another person we'll talk about later in the show. But ROCKNPOD is going to continue. My role is changing, though. So I'm not leaving. I'm not retiring, as you would say, but I've put in 6 long years being the organizer of this, the guy in charge and the guy that owns the name and all that stuff. And which also means that the financial axe swings down on my neck whenever I get through this every year. And yes, it's grown every year, but it's not necessarily doing gangbusters business, but it gets better every year. But part of that is it's a very mentally taxing thing for me. And I've put in 6 very hard years on this. And you do have to put your life on the shelf quite a bit for several months as you put it together. And we have a great team that puts it together, but you end up being the decision maker for all things, and that gets a little hard. So I will not be the person running it. I will not have the final say. I will be heavily involved as a consultant and helping on many things with our relationships with sponsors, our certain guests that we bring in. Obviously on the podcast thing, we're going to be diving in on that. And I'm already seeing people in the comments going, "Are you going corporate?" No, we are not going corporate. This is not a Pat McAfee type announcement. So ESPN did not buy us out. And I wouldn't actually go that route anyway, because so when it comes to the person that I would want to take over this is a very difficult gig. And it's also a unique event. So the person that has to take it over has to get the spirit of the event. So it needed to be somebody who's been on board since pretty much day one. And that is the person that I'm bringing on now on screen because she's hanging out backstage. So the person, say hello to the new organizer of ROCKNPOD. And you probably already know her because we all love her, Tracy McAndrew.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hello. Hello.
Awesome. Hey, Chris just made the announcement. You're the queen of ROCKNPOD. We all hail
I know,
you.
it's crazy, right?
We're ready. We are ready. Everybody's excited about ROCKNPOD as always. And I think Chris hit it perfectly when he said it wouldn't be right to pass it to somebody who wouldn't get it, might not understand what Rockin' Pod is. But Tracy, you have been there since the very first Rockin' Pod. And you, more than anybody outside of maybe Chris and myself, really understand what Rockin' Pod is all about.
Yep, I've been there since the very first one and seen it grow, and I'm super excited about going forward. And I'm super excited that Chris is, still involved. He's not going anywhere. The vision, the purpose, none of that's changing. It's just now we're going to, have things structured a little bit differently. And I'm excited and excited that we're able to finally talk about it and move forward and really get people excited about 2024. Because like Chris said, we're already working, trying to get things in place to, be ready to go. So everybody needs to just watch out. We're ready to go.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the comments over here, and it's awesome. And Tracy rules, and
good.
Tracy's awesome. And
well, that means a lot to me. So I hope if you've worked with me in the past, I hope you know my passion about it. And if you're thinking about coming, you've never been, make 2024 your first time coming and come see what we do.
Heck yeah. So does Decibel Geek still get the scoop? Do we still get to be the ones that make the major announcements as they happen?
Look at this. You're doing it already, right? you're already there.
We're perfect for the job. Yeah, we're the ones.
You're on the forefront of the cutting edge of the news, man. You're there.
Nice. Yeah. We don't even have to audition or nothing. We're in.
That's right. You're in.
Well, and honestly, you'll probably see more of me now, because now that I'm not doing so much of the day-to-day stuff, I'm gonna have more time to do like the Rockin' Pod Insider live stream, and also Aaron and I will get to do more of these Decibel Geek Friday Night Lives. So, and we get to focus on Decibel Geek again. And actually, my God, we're actually going to get to enjoy Rockin' Pod as a podcast for a change.
I know. I'm so excited for you guys. We won't have that, empty chair or empty table that just has your logo and you're not there.
That's all it's
right. It's like the ghost podcasters. It's a table with a banner that says Decibel Geek, but you never see them. They're not there.
Right.
Yeah.
They're working.
We run past it every once in a while, and that's about it.
Yeah. So we got to fix that this year. So I'm super excited for you guys to get to, Decibel Geek it on that day and not be all the other millions of hats that we all wear on that day. So yeah, so I'm excited for you guys too. It's a great opportunity and a next step for all of us, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love it.
And all of you that I never get to really mingle with that have come in the past years, now you better come next year. So, because I actually have time to talk to all of you now. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
There's no excuse. We need to see everybody in 2024.
That's right. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being part of this. Guys. Obviously, we'll be making several announcements coming forward. We have the date and venue one coming soon, right?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's, hopefully it's next week, but we'll see. It's a slow process, but we'll get it.
All right. Well, thanks, Tracy, and congratulations again. And my thoughts and prayers are with you also.
Okay. I appreciate you guys. Talk soon.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. All right. There she goes, Tracy.
Big news for Rockin' Pod 2024. And that's not bad news at all. That is awesome news. Chris, I know for a fact that you take on a ton. Believe me, because somebody has to carry the Decibel Geek podcast during Rockin' Pod season. And so, I kick in too. People always like to come to me at Rockin' Pod and say, you don't contribute. Oh yeah, I keep the show alive.
You do. Yeah. Decibel Geek wouldn't continue without Aaron taking over so much while I'm gone.
Yeah. While Chris is just doing his thing to make Rockin' Pod as good as it can be. No offense to you, my friend, but I got to feel like with Tracy, Rockin' Pod might be even better than ever.
It probably will. Maybe it'll actually succeed now. So I think it succeeds as far as people's memories. It's just never been. Sure. I never got into this to be the business guy. So to me, she could probably take it in angles and places that I wouldn't even think of. So I'm excited to see what she does with it.
Very cool. Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah. And Bushy, we will enter our name into the lottery just like everyone else. We're not going to get preferential treatment.
What? Oh man.
Wink, wink, Aaron.
Yeah.
What? Your nephew is watching.
My nephew.
That's what Jimmy Lee Presley says.
Oh, my wife's brother's kids. Yeah, what's up, guys? How you doing? Jay and Evan, my buddies, my friends.
I don't know what the link is, so we can see your name, Facebook user. Probably if you go to the YouTube. If you go to YouTube and watch, you're probably doing it on Facebook. So go to YouTube and look up Decibel Geek TV, and you'll find the stream there, and it'll probably show your name at that point.
Yeah, everybody that's coming up as a Facebook user, go through YouTube, and then we can see your name.
Right. But yeah, so my time with Chris and Aaron is always so limited. This is going to be weird. Yeah, you'll probably be sick of us in like an hour.
You're going to be hanging out all over by you.
Yeah, but no, I think I was just kind of like, I'm done with this. I don't want to put it on the shelf, but I need somebody to run it. And she was like, well, I'm ready to do it if you are. I was like, well, let's do it. So she'll take it places I probably couldn't have.
Well, then let's all rally around Tracy, make this ROCKNPOD the best one ever. I mean, yeah, hell yeah. She's got the spirit, she's got the heart, she's got the brains. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited.
That's right.
Oh, now I can start bugging Tracy to see if we can. Oh, you got a new announcement for ROCKNPOD? Can we say something this week on the show? Come on, Tracy, what do you got? Just like I used to do to you.
Yep. Now it's her turn. Now she has to get incredibly inebriated and say stuff she shouldn't be saying.
I'm just the guy to make it happen.
Right. Too funny.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so
we got a lot of people here hanging out with us.
Yeah, and some of you have stuck around. I figured it would take a dive after I made the announcement, but like some people actually want to see us talk.
Oh,
so
yeah. We got some, like I said, I was talking to Chris before we started. We always like to do show and tell. I've got an extended show and tell. I've got some really awesome stuff to show to you guys because, like I said, I went up from Nashville to Indianapolis, up through Chicago, stop in Milwaukee, and all the way up to the North Woods of central Wisconsin, hitting every music store along the way that I could find. And I've got all kinds of cool stuff. And I've got a couple of things that are pretty unbelievable that I want to share with you too. So, Chris, you got any show and tell?
Yeah, I got. Why don't I go first? Because my stuff's going to be done pretty quickly here. So,
all right, cool. The
first thing I have is something for you, Aaron, because I mentioned this on the phone last weekend. So, I got to go to Grimey's last weekend, and Richie Faulkner from Judas Priest was doing a album signing for his new Elegant Weapons record that has just come out, and got to meet Richie. And my vinyl copy is right behind me there, as you can see on my shelf. That's my signed double vinyl that I got.
Right on.
But for Aaron, they were all sold out of CDs.
I know, because before you went, I said, "Hey, grab me a CD." Sold out. Can't believe it.
Yeah, because I wanted to get Aaron a signed CD, and they tell me when I get there, those are sold out. But they were giving these posters away, so I got you a signed Richie Faulkner Elegant Weapons poster.
That's cool. Thanks, man.
Pretty nice, right?
That's really cool.
And our buddy Christopher Williams is the drummer on this.
Yeah. He's awesome.
So I got and also I don't think I mentioned that to you the other day. I mentioned when I was meeting with him, of course I brought up Decibel Geek, and I'm already trying to get the wheels in motion to get him on the show. Mentioned I live near him, and he wasn't creeped out, thankfully. Also mentioned ROCKNPOD to his manager, so they're looking into that. But then I was like, because do you know he's married to George Lynch's daughter?
Yeah.
So I said, when are you and your father-in-law going to collaborate on something? And he's like, huh? He's like, I hadn't really thought of that. And I was like, well, he's like, yeah, he's kind of busy though. I was like, yeah, but he's got 40 other projects going on. What's one more? And he started laughing. And he's like, I'm totally going to tell him you said that. So I was happy I could make him laugh.
Here's a collaboration for you guys on stage, first time ever. Father-in-law, son-in-law jam at ROCKNPOD 2024.
Yeah,
that's
yeah. Get George and Richie. Yeah. So some people making sure I get these comments in too.
Yeah, I like really weapons. That stuff that you played for me is killer.
Mrs. Figure's jealous.
Very, very jelly.
All right, and then so just a couple other things I picked up recently. I picked this up in Indianapolis when we went record hunting. I got a vinyl of D. Snyder, Leave a Scar.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Got that for a really good price, actually. Got also in Indianapolis. I found this band on every now and then I stumble on something on Spotify that I've never heard of, and it's usually super old. This is a band from Kansas City called Shooting Star. And I posted about it on Facebook, and there's quite a few people that remember this band and really like this record. So
When
I
did
found
that album come out?
1980.
80. Wow, shooting
Yeah.
star. I never heard of that.
And the album's called "Hang On for Your Life," and it's actually really really good. But I found it on Spotify, and I bought physical product. Just making it known.
Good work, my friend. That's how it's done. That's how you keep rock and roll alive.
Right. See there, Patrick Breen, he knows Shooting Star, and then Bushy wants us to make that happen with Lynch and Faulkner. That would be fun.
We got Ugly Kid Joe to come back to America. We can do anything.
That's right. Another one I got recently at Spinners. Aaron knows about Spinners.
Yeah, Spinners is awesome. Where's it in Springfield?
Yeah, or Spring Hill.
Or Spring Hill, that's right. Yeah, Spinners. If you're in Tennessee, Middle Tennessee, it's worth the road trip down to Spring Hill. It's an awesome store.
This is a band, and also I want to give a shout out to BJ Cramp, who put out his 10th anniversary episode of Rock and or Roll, his podcast.
Very cool.
And if it wasn't for his show, I wouldn't have found this band, although I did know that they opened for Kiss back in the 70s. But it's a band called Artful Dodger.
Hmm.
You ever heard of Artful Dodger?
I don't think so.
So they're a 70s rock and roll band. This album's called Honor Among Thieves. And you don't find something like this out in the wild very often. So I found that thanks to BJ.
That's cool.
And then lastly, also at Spinners, this is another one you don't find out in the wild very often, a Coney Hatch vinyl album.
Wow, I don't even have that one on CD. I've got some Coney Hatch, but not that one. I've never even seen that.
That's really cool, right?
That's really cool. That's a good band. Canadian hard rock, man.
Yeah, it's called Out of Hand. But yeah, and I wouldn't know about this band if it wasn't for Rich and Wally. So
me neither. Yeah, they're the same thing. Same thing. Word for those guys. I wouldn't know. Same as what's Svengali? Svengali's an awesome Canadian band. Never heard of them till
that's
I
right.
Those guys. Hey?
Yeah, those are my little diamonds in the rough that I found, and now the Aaron Camaro segment for Rock and Roll Show and Tell.
Okay. Oh, where do I start? I got so much cool stuff here. I'm going to start with the coolest thing first, I think. I'm going to start with, it's hard to judge. It's all pretty cool. I think first off, I'm going to go with this because when we were up in Indianapolis, Chris got one of these too. This is really amazing. We're up in Indianapolis to see Ugly Kid Joe. And everywhere we go, we run into people that appreciate the Decibel Geek podcast. And over the years, we've gotten messages where, people were going through tough times in their life. And, the levity and the passion and the music that we cover, that we do when we do the Decibel Geek podcast, it affects people, and we've gotten messages over the years, whether it be I'm going through cancer treatments and I discovered your show and went back to the very beginning, is listening all the way through and want to let you know that, I'm good now. Everything turned out great, but you guys really helped me through it. You can attest to that, Chris. You met the gentleman that sent us that.
I'm staying with him in Chicago in a few weeks.
Exactly. So, and things like that. We've gotten over, the many years we've been doing the show, we've occasionally gotten messages like that where it's like, it's cool, but it's weird, but it's cool that this thing we do because we love it actually has a major effect on people's lives sometimes, and I know it's not just us. Every podcast has an effect on somebody's life that's listening to it. So I'm just going to use his Facebook name for this story because we're going to keep that his real name on the down low. But like I said, Chris got one of these too. And it was mind blowing. So we met a listener that you guys might recognize, goes by Kentucky on the Facebook. And he interacts on the Decibel Geek page and stuff like that. So some of you might know who he is. He was stationed in Afghanistan in 2017 and was having a hell of a time. You think about Afghanistan 2017. I wouldn't want to be there. I don't know anybody that would have wanted to be there. He certainly didn't want to be there, but he had a duty to perform, and so he did, but it wasn't so good the way he described it to us. And he discovered the show and told us, that we meant so much to him. And he was so glad to have something from home talking about the music he loved in a funny way and, add a little levity to his life when it was so needed, that he did something really amazing for us. So you can sponsor to have the American flag flown over the U.S. Embassy in Afghanistan, and in Kabul is where it's at. So he presented us each with an authentic American flag that flew over the embassy, the U.S. Embassy in Kabul, Afghanistan. Mine was flown on September 15th, 2017. Yours was either the day before or the day after.
Yeah.
And
I've got mine in the other room. I didn't have it with me.
Yeah, and it's the real deal.
Yeah. It blew me away when he presented that to us. I was pretty inebriated. So I need to get in touch with him, because thank you so much, buddy. Because it was it about knocked me off my feet, man. I was blown away by that.
And that was it was a double blessing for me, because not only was I so appreciative and honored that he would do something like that for us and then present us with the flag. I mean, that's unbelievable. On top of that, when I got up to Wisconsin, let me tell you a little something about my old man. He's pretty tough to impress. My dad, he ain't impressed. I showed him that. He loved it. He thought that was about the coolest thing. He wanted to show his friends how cool it was. What? Oh, geez, my screen just dropped out. So I just wanted to share that because, yeah, it blew me away. It blew me away. It was
me too.
So cool. So from there, I continue on after the Ugly Kid Joe concert on up to Wisconsin. And I'll show you the CDs I got here in a minute, but I want to share this because this is mind-blowing too. So you guys have heard me talk about my cousin Robin on the show numerous times over the years. He was a dude. He had an awesome red Firebird, and he would bring it down to my grandma's house, and I was young, and he'd let me sit in his car and listen to his cassette tapes, and he had the coolest shit. He just had the coolest stuff, and he'd be like, oh, I've got the new whatever. You want to check it out? I'd be like, yeah. Out to the car I'd go, turn the key, sit and listen to cassette after cassette after cassette. And if you guys listen to the show, you know that my cousin Robin passed away a few years back, and it was heartbreaking because he was really young, and had a huge impact on me and made me a lot the way I am because of allowing me to listen to his music. So I'm up in Wisconsin. I'm getting together with friends and family, and I see Robin's wife, Tanya. And, man, she's like, I've got something for you. And I was like, oh, wow, okay. So she takes me outside and she shows me. And she's got these cases, old school cassette cases. She said, I've been saving them for you. Nobody else would appreciate these as much as you would. And he would want you to have them. So I was like, wow. And I'm looking at him. I go, man, that one at least looks pretty familiar there. So she's like, you don't got to look through them all now. Just take them home with you and go through them later. She goes, you might get a laugh out of some of the stuff that's in there. I'm thinking that's weird. Yeah, Robin only had the best cassette tapes. He only had the coolest stuff. And so I bring them home and I start going through them.
Is that a treasure trove?
So the first one I open up and I'm thinking, yeah, man, I remember all those awesome CDs they used to have. And there's some cool stuff in here. You got some Beatles. Then there's stuff, there's some In Excess, there's some Heart, but then there's like Roxette. Like, Robin listened to Roxette? I never knew that.
I think a lot of people listen to him more than they would admit.
But there's some Bon Jovi, some Bad Company, some Tangier is even in here.
Nice.
But then there's also Alabama and Hank Williams Jr. and Dwight Yoakam. I was like, oh, that's wild. I didn't know Robin listened to that stuff, So then I go, well, I wonder what's in this second one. Let me check it out. Mm-hmm. So this one, you remember these? You're gonna love this.
I agree, Bushy. I like some Roxette too.
It's the double decker. Remember these?
I had one of those.
Flip it over on one side. What do we got in here? Got some soundtracks: Top Gun, Platoon, Vision Quest, Eddie and the Cruisers. Got some Don Henley in here, the Eagles. Now look at these. Like there's some Night Ranger in here, some Thompson Twins.
What?
Robin, I didn't know you listened to Thompson Twins. But then, like, I'm looking at these and I go, I don't remember ever seeing these ones either. So as I'm going through, I'm like, okay, what's in here? Yeah, there's some Billy Idol and stuff, some Robert Plant, some John Cougar. You know, like, Hooters, the Outfield, Mike and the Mechanics. U2. Robin, you didn't listen to U2. You're tricking me. And then at that point, I'm thinking, man, somebody's pillaged these cassette tapes. Somebody's just left me with the leftovers of whatever's left. And then, let me check real quick where you see
content that satisfies one of our viewers.
Hang on, Cecil. It is 4 Winds.
Oh, okay.
I got it right here. He asked. I could tell him.
I'm just fucking with it.
So
I owned that cassette back in the day.
then I open up the last one.
Cannibal Corpse.
And I go, now this is the case that I remember. Check that out.
Let's see. White Lion, Badlands, Vixen, Motley Crue, Aerosmith, Van Halen, Lita Ford, Faster Pussycat, TNT, it looks like. Warrant. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I can read. Yeah, that's all the good stuff.
That's the stuff that he used to let me jam on all the time. And this one's a double decker too. This is so awesome, man. Here.
Now you're into cassette collecting.
No, just the and what Michael Wagner gave me.
Yeah. Oh, you've got a hell of a collection from him.
Oh man, I could barely lift those totes. You know, a cassette tape's not that heavy. 500 cassette tapes, heavy.
You still got to digitize a lot of that stuff.
Heavy. All right, so then this is the other side of that.
Let's see. AC/DC, Dokken, lots of Dokken, Metallica, Dio, Great White Poison, Cinderella, Vinnie Vincent, Invasion, White Snake, Rat, a lot of Rat. Oh wow, he's a good collection.
Those were my jams because those were Robin's jams. What he listened to, I listened to. I was pretty young. I always found this cover to be hilarious.
Which one is that?
That's the Live Recovery Great White, where Jack Russell got a boner.
They were the kings of bad album covers.
I love that one. He's afraid of what's about to happen to him.
Yeah.
But when I was a little kid, I used to sit and look at that and be like, that's so funny. So, yeah.
Nice.
My cousin Robin's cassette tapes.
They had good taste.
He did have excellent taste. And he helped me out a lot. Let me listen to that stuff. And I just want to say thank you to Tanya for thinking of me to pass them on to. Yeah, they found a permanent home here. And Robin meant the world to me. While I was up in Wisconsin, I also had a chance to see somebody who wanted me to tell you all hello. Uncle Bruce.
Oh, the infamous Uncle Bruce. I need to meet that guy someday.
Uncle Bruce. My nephew, I guess, was trying to talk him into coming on the show. And he told him, they talk about you. You should go on the show. You should go on the show. And he's like, no, I'm not doing that. And so I even said, when I got up there, I said to him, I think people would think it's cool. I mean, you don't realize that you are pretty well known in the circle of our show because you come up so many times in my history of like somebody says, hey, where did you discover this album? And I told him, a good percentage of the time it's going to be like, well, Uncle Bruce had that, or it was in my cousin Robin's cassette tapes or something like that. But he's not into it.
Too bad, because he's kind of the Obi-Wan Kenobi of Decibel Geek.
Yeah.
got you started.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, gave me his Kiss records when I was little, and my Aunt Pam. I listen and I see my Aunt Pam. You guys know her. I've talked about her a bunch. So I got to see so many great people when I was up in Wisconsin. And should I tell the story about what happened to me at the gas station?
You should. It's one of your star turns. You should do it.
It was pretty awesome. So my wife and I go up to my hometown, where at one time I was a radio DJ at Z104, and a pretty damn good one, if I say so myself. And I ran into my old station manager, and we talked about how awesome I was being a kid that never was in radio to getting a job to within a couple of years having my own show, and then beating WIFC in the ratings. That's like whatever your local rock station is, beating the big pop music station that everybody listens to in the ratings. I've done that. And so I was talking to him, and then I'm feeling kind of high off that a little bit, because I haven't really thought about that stuff in a long time. And so, when I get dressed up and I go out, I got the bandana and I got the glasses, I got my hair down and everything. And what's the one joke I always get? Like, when people don't know me and they want to make themselves laugh at my expense, they always say, "Hey, you look like Bret Michaels." Everybody says it all the time. Oh yeah, long hair, bandana, Bret Michaels, you got it. So this happens to me from time to time. So after it's all over, we're at the gas station, and in Wisconsin, you don't have to prepay. So everywhere I went, I'd go in and be like, "Yeah, can I get $40 on 6?" And they'd go, "Well, go put the gas in and then come pay for it." I say, "Oh, okay, all right." So I go to the one and I hit the button. You got to hit the button. They give you approval to get your gas. So I hit the button and I'm looking up to the building. And then this girl comes running up to the front and she hits the button and goes, "Hey, pump 6, go ahead." And I say, "Thanks," and I start pumping the gas. In the meantime, I glance back up there, and now she's like doing this to somebody else in there. And now there's 2 girls at the window and they're pointing at me. And I'm going, what is going on here? Why? What are they doing? And I'm looking around me like, is there something happening around me that I don't know about? And so it's like, okay, whatever, So then I get in and I can see them kind of like elbowing each other, a little bit, giggling. And so then the wife and I come around to the counter. I'm going to pay for the gas and everything. And they go, "Hey, Brett." And I go, "Oh, yeah, okay, ha. You got me. That's a good one."
And then you said, "Ooh, let me tell you what I want."
Yeah, hop to the back seat. And so then the wife's standing right there, and she goes, he gets that all the time. And then because I'm feeling kind of buzzed off of the feeling of reliving and remembering just how damn good I was on radio, I say to them, "Well, you ladies might be too young to remember Z104. And they go, "Oh, no, we remember Z104. That station was awesome. It was so sad when that station went away. We don't have any good radio stations up here anymore." And I say, yeah, that sucks. I said, "I'm Aaron David." And they squeal as if they're actually meeting Bret Michaels. And I'm like, whoa, I didn't think it was going to be all that. And they're like, "You were awesome. We would listen to you every night. You always played over the speakers. And, you were, Aaron, wow. And so I look at the wife and I'm like,
And then she rolled her eyes.
No, she actually was kind of impressed by that, because she never got to see any of that, because I met her down here in Nashville. So as we're walking out the door, they're still going, "Wow, can you believe it? Aaron David, can you believe it?" And I look at her again. I go, "Huh? Yeah. What do you think?" She says, "That's pretty cool." But it tripped me out. It was awesome. And they swelled up my heart. Yeah. I did at one time. I was a little younger then. So
a little younger.
Those yeah, okay. You're right. Let's be honest. A lot. So I showed the flag I'm so proud of. I showed the cassette tapes that I'm so honored to have. I got a lot of CDs. Do you guys want to see all the stuff? I mean, I went to all the Karma record stores in Indianapolis. They got 4 of them. I went to all 4. I went to
I just went to one of them.
I went to record stores in Milwaukee. I went to a record store in Appleton. I went to a record store in Wausau and in Stevens Point. I went to all kinds of record stores, and I've got a stack of really, really cool CDs, stuff I've been looking for a long time. I'll show a few, and if you guys are bored, we'll give it up. But first one I got to show you is this. This one I brought up with me because it's just the white cover. I thought that's the best thing to autograph. There you go, Klaus Eichstadt, the worst autograph in rock and roll.
Yeah, that's pretty ugly.
Yeah, I don't. At first, I'm looking at it at first like I don't understand, but
Yeah, that looks like a P.
yeah, it's like K, and that's like potato. I don't know, but it's awesome anyway.
Such a nice guy too. But
That's
yeah,
a nice guy. He's
love talking to him.
work on that autograph a little bit, buddy.
Yeah.
People cherish these things, not to have to explain what the hell it says. All right, so I completed my Motorhead collection.
Nice.
Yeah, with We Are Motorhead and Orgasmatron.
I love that one.
You don't find these in the wild very often.
No.
You know, they're always on my list, and I always look for Motorhead wherever I go finding CDs. Inner Sleeve Records in Wausau. I'll tell you something cool about that, too. I went in there, and I'm talking to the owner, and I said to him, you know, a lot of days you probably feel like you're just working in a record store, just running a record store all these years. You've been running this store right here in this town for all these years. This is when I was a little kid, I come in here. I said, you know, you're not just running a record store, man. You're changing lives. I said, you changed my life. I said, I used to beg my parents to come to Inner Sleeve whenever they'd go to Wausau. I said, please, please. They go, 10 minutes. I go, okay. You know, and I run in there, I run to the K's and I look, and then I look to the Ozzies, you know, and look at the Ace Frehley or whatever I could find, you know. I get my time limit, I'd run. I'll never forget the time I went in there and pulled up Dynasty out of the LPs. I didn't even know it existed. It had come out years before. Kiss is like this, like crazy time. And I'm finding Dynasty and they've never heard any of these songs. And it's just like, oh, that happened at Inner Sleeve Records in Wausau, Wisconsin. They don't just sell music, they're making history at Inner Sleeve. The other place I went to was Radio Chaos in Stevens Point. And I told him the same thing. You know what? I've been coming here for years. I told him what I remember best about this store was that when Kiss reunited to do the reunion thing, that Carnival of Souls was recorded but didn't get released, and Radio Chaos had the bootleg CD. And I was like, holy shit.
With the zipper head cover?
The zipper head cover.
Yeah. I had that too. I loved getting that.
Yeah, me too. Because it was like, otherwise you weren't going to hear it. And then, yeah, man, God bless these record stores that have been doing it for so many years. You know, places like that have been in existence since I was a little kid. You know, there's stores in your towns that have probably been around forever. You got to take care of those stores. You know, go buy stuff there. One thing I noticed about up north too, including Indianapolis and Milwaukee and all the way on up, they're still selling more CDs than LPs up there.
Really?
So when you go to a lot of these stores, a lot of them have a really, really good collection of CDs, which is, if I keep going, you'll find out. Check this out. Power Man 5000.
Dude.
Copies, clones, and replicants. This one is hard as hell to find. I've been looking for it forever. It's their covers album.
Yeah.
And these guys do really good covers.
Dude, the cover of Moon Age Daydream by David Bowie on there, the solo on that is fucking insane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But they do some weird stuff on here, too. They do a cover of Jump by Van Halen. Man,
yeah.
Not good. And they also do a cover of We're Not Gonna Take It. Man, it's not good. But there's some other cool stuff on here that I did like. What else? Oh, this one here. I've been looking for this one for a while, too. The Dead Daisies Make Some Noise, back when John Corabi was in the band.
And now he's back.
Now he's back. See, we were talking about that last time. How funny is that when you record a Geek Wire?
Yeah.
You're talking about something, you go, you know, hey, maybe they'll get John Corabi back. Ha, 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 you know. And then, like, as soon as you get done recording, you go and you get on your news feed, and it's like John Corabi's back in Dead Daisies. It's like, the fuck? If we'd have waited 10 minutes, we could have said, hey, guess what? We got breaking news.
So the next GeekWire episode, I'm going to say Chris wins the lottery.
Yeah.
Or Chris might win the lottery. I'll say that. And then surely I'll win the lottery that day.
Yeah. And then you can buy ROCKNPOD back from Tracy.
No.
Inflated value, because now you got the money to not have to worry about it.
I'll be a generous benefactor, but I do not want the work.
I like that. Generous benefactor. Check this out.
Hey, I'm going to let you keep going. I got to go grab a beer.
Okay. Grab me one too.
I'll be right
back. You can't grab me one. Yeah. MOD. This one was something I listened to when I was a kid. Man, I didn't even know this new version. It's like the 30th anniversary. I didn't know it was a thing. We were in one of the Karma record stores in Indianapolis, and I saw the guy carrying the LP, and I'm behind him in line. And when he's got the LP, I stop. I'm looking at it like, what is that? It's MOD. It's the USA for MOD. This was the one I had on cassette tape when I was a kid. That was one you didn't want your parents catching you listening to. And yeah, it's all very politically incorrect. This shit wouldn't fly anymore. So I go, I wonder if they got that here on CD. So I went back. Sure enough, they had it. So I grabbed it. And I guess I was talking to him. I was like, hey, dude, I saw your record. So I went up back and got it on CD. And he goes, yeah, you need to get this stuff while you can, because after this, they're not going to reissue none of this stuff anymore. So even some of that old stuff, if you've got it, you better hang on to it, because I guess according to Billy Milano, they're not going to do any more of that. Also at the Karma in Indianapolis, I found the new Smashing Pumpkins. It's got all 3 parts in there. It's like a triple set thing. Pretty cool. Chris says it sucks. I'm going to give it a chance. I'm going to check it out. I always know that, I don't know, I'll probably like maybe a quarter of it, but them quarter of the songs on a Smashing Pumpkins album, like the whole rest is weird. Them couple of songs that are good are really good.
What do I say sucks?
The new Smashing Pumpkins.
Aside from a few songs, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not good.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I kind of expect that out of Smashing Pumpkins. It's going to be like 3 awesome songs and a whole bunch of weird shit that I don't understand.
All right.
This is something I might not understand either, but I'm willing to give it a try because I love Shotgun Messiah. I picked up some Scold.
You know, he's touring the States this year, in the next few months.
He's my bucket list, man.
I think he's playing Memphis, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah? Oh, shit.
That might be worth going to.
But I'm not into all. I don't know. I'm going to listen to these. But...
He only does Violent New Breed stuff from Shotgun Messiah, though.
Yeah. Why?
Which I like, but it's like, but play some stuff off the first 2.
I mean, that album was ahead of its time. And if they weren't Shotgun Messiah, if they'd had it, that's another one. Maybe they should have changed their name, since they completely 100% changed what the band was.
Yeah.
Like from one album to the next, they're totally different bands. They're not even the same at all. They're not even the same genre. And I don't know. I'd like to talk to Scold, but I want to talk to him about the early Shotgun Messiah, and he probably don't want to talk about that.
Should have changed the name to Water Pistol Savior.
There you go. That's pretty industrial metal sounding, I guess.
Not really.
All right, I got some more cool ones here. Check this out. This is a double CD. It is some old Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Anybody?
Now what?
Anybody?
Is it Greengrass and High Tides that's their big hit?
I don't know. My dad had this album when I was a kid, the Car Over the River album, the Car Over the Lake album is what it's called. My dad had that when I was a little kid, and I would listen to that a lot. But there's another one on here called Men from Earth, and I've never even heard of that. So not only do I get to reunite with an album I haven't heard since I was little, I get to check out a new one. And you know what?
Oh, and
Ozark Mountain Daredevils had some cool stuff.
Thank you, Mark Alden Taylor. You're right. The Outlaws did Greengrass and High Tides. You're right. So I was wrong. But
okay.
Ozark Mountain Daredevils had a big hit, but I can't remember what song it was.
Chicken Train. That's what I remember.
I'm thinking of something else. Judy Blue Eyes or something like that.
Oh, Jackie Blue.
Jackie Blue. That was their song, right?
I like that song. Yeah. I think that's the one. Jackie Blue. Ooh,
Jackie Blue. Yeah, it's like AM Gold stuff. I like that stuff.
That's a good song. Somebody should do. You know what? I think Smashing Pumpkins did a cover of that. Check that out. That's pretty cool. Here's one I've been looking for a while, and I'm real happy to add to my collection.
Oh, I love that album.
Crusader. Now, when I got my list on my phone, my spreadsheet that's got like 5,000 CDs on it that I'm looking for out there on the hunt, I've got some that are in bold. That one's in bold. Right. I was happy to find that. Got this one at the inner sleeve in Wassa, the brand new Uriah Heep. Looking forward to checking that out. That one came with a cool patch.
I like what I've heard off that one.
I got a tribute to the Scorpions CD. This has got Kelly Hansen, Steve Whiteman, Mark Torian, Kevin Dubrow. Stevie Rochelle is on here. That was the selling point for me. Jizzy Pearl, Phil Lewis, all kinds of people. John Karabi's on here. Tammy Down. That's got to be the coolest Scorpions tribute you could have.
I didn't know that there was a Scorpions tribute album.
I think there's a few. If you are any kind of like band that's made like, you know, been super famous, there's tribute albums to you. They might not always be by bands anybody's ever heard of, but you got tribute albums. This one here, I was excited to show you because I'm wondering if you even know anything about this because I didn't.
All right.
Check this out.
Humble Pie.
Joint Effort. This is an album that was apparently supposed to be released between 1974 and 1975, but is now available on CD. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Me neither. I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
What's on it?
Give me that. Songs called Think, This Old World, Midnight of My Life, Let Me Be Your Love Maker. Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's on a different record.
Is it? Rain, Snakes and Ladders.
Good. Was that one?
A Minute of Your Time, Charlene, Think 2. It says recorded in 1974 through 1975 at Clear Sound Studios. So this might be like the demos for something else.
Yeah, because at least 3 of those are on other records. But yeah, that's cool. I'd like to hear that though.
Still pretty damn cool. And then, man, you know, Funkadelic, I told you how I like them now. They got a lot of albums. I never find them. Yeah. You go to the Radio Chaos in Stevens Point, and they got them. Got 3 Funkadelic albums. I'm looking forward to checking those out, too.
Nice.
That's good driving music. Chugging down. Let's see. This one's pretty cool. Got the Fog Hat.
Yep.
In the Mood for Something Rude. Been looking for that one for quite a while. Found it on my adventure.
An underrated band logo, by the way.
You know, Foghat is cool.
I always love their logo.
When I was younger, I always thought like the old timers listened to Foghat, which I guess at that time it would have been like the dudes from the 70s. Listen to Foghat. I never gave 2 shits about them until just like everything else, when we started doing this show and it broadened my horizons to so many other things outside of my small, what I realized was a small bubble of what I liked, you know, and what I listened to. And so this show has helped expand my mind quite a bit. I've been looking for this one for a while. The Confessor by Joe Walsh.
Joe Walsh. Oh, I love that record. Yeah.
I didn't have this one. I don't know a lot of songs off of it. I don't think I know any songs off of it.
You've played something on the show from it before.
Did I?
Yeah. I think it was on a year in review episode.
It had to have been a year in review. So I must have listened to it once and said, that's cool. I'll use that song. I think the title track, I bet.
Because I got into that record because you played something off of it.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. See, I don't even know what I'm doing half the time, but I'm doing it.
Me neither.
All right. Check that out. Some Johnny Winter, Second Winter.
Nice.
I've been getting, again, you know, I never listened to that stuff when I was younger. Now my brain is, I'm evolved. I'm an evolved human being. I'm an evolved rocker.
You're no longer dragging the ground with your knuckles.
That's right. I'm dragging them in and out of record stores, finding Rush tribute albums.
I didn't know that existed either.
Called Working Man. It's got appearances by Sebastian Bach, Dean Castronovo, Fate's Warning, Jake E. Lee, James LaBrie, George Lynch, Eric Martin's on here. All kinds of people. Jack Russell, Mark Slaughter, Billy Sheehan. I wonder if this is Magna Carta. I was wondering if that was one of them Bob Kulick joints.
I was just going to ask, is that a Bob Kulick special? Because he did so many of those things.
And that sounds like the lineup you would have had. Except the difference is Bob Kulick's not playing on every song.
Yeah, he'd be guitar on all the songs.
Yeah. I found some that would make good for a cutout bin maybe someday. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of these. Kerosene? No, nothing. Maybe we'll find out someday.
I mean, I've heard of Kerosene, just not a band called Kerosene.
Not a band called Kerosene. Yeah, you're right.
Heat your home in the winter.
The Bleed.
That's a new one on me.
All right. And I know I've heard of this, I think.
Mind Funk. Wait, who's in that? I used to own a Mind Funk album. I know that band. Somebody famous is in that band.
It rang a bell on me too, but I don't know. The price was right, and I was like, I think I've heard of this, and it looks like rock.
Mind Funk was I'm looking it up because this is going to bug me until we figure it out. I think that was the guy.
Someone knows. Anybody know any Mind Funk?
Well, I thought it was that Jason Everman. Yeah, it was the guy Jason Everman he was like the unknown guy who he was in Nirvana and Soundgarden both, but like got fired before both bands took off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Green knows who Mind Funk is.
Who?
Patrick Breen.
Oh yeah. I know I've listened to them before too.
Al Horta's got the Kerosene CD.
Kristen knows about Mind Funk.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna have to check that one out.
All right. Say our listeners are so fucking smart.
You know it. Oh,
Mind Funk of Suicidal Tendencies.
Hey, if that's what it is, then
you know you're gonna like it.
I know I'm gonna like it. And then
this says they were an Epic Records band, but it doesn't have like Mike Muir and people in it.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm talking about, Kristen. I've got a whole bunch of CDs on the other side of this wall that are qualified to be Camaro's cutout bin.
I mean, I wasn't looking at Wikipedia, I promise.
I got this one here because I meant to pick it up when it was new. It's the latest from Blue Oyster Cult, and I really liked the album, and I meant to buy it when it came out and then kind of forgot about it, and then you couldn't find it anywhere. Yeah,
that is a good one.
You have to special order it. It costs too much when you special order it. Plus, it's more fun to hunt, I think ordering them online is taking the easy way out. I like to hunt them down. Got me some Gravedigger.
I have that one.
Nice. What was that?
My dog's going ape shit. I opened the door for them, so now they're barking at the neighbors.
Oh, shit. Let them have it.
Oh, and speaking of which, we will get to the Vinnie Vincent talk because of that. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah. Something's going to happen with Tupperware. Got the new Winger. I picked that up in Indianapolis. Haven't had a chance to check it out yet, but, got a lot of CDs to get through. Hey, I'm creeping closer and closer to my commitment.
Jesus, how much money did you spend on this vacation?
All of it. I've been saving. I've been saving for a long time, and I spent all of it, everything I saved. But that's what it was for. We've been saving for this vacation since before ROCKNPOD.
Do you like the new Winger?
I haven't really had a chance to check it out yet.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I will. I will be listening to that soon. But look, I'm getting closer to keeping my commitment to doing that Queensryche episode someday.
What are we going to do? Best and worst?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. I'd love to do that.
You gotta give me time because I've got a bunch of them now, but I don't have them all. There's still a few more left that I need, but I'm actually getting the Queensryche discography together so that I can be prepared to give that an honest thing.
Well, everything from Promised Land through the end of the Jeff Tate era, you can skip.
That's not how best and worst works. You have to listen to it unless it's Lulu. Then you can get a pass.
Well, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Got the latest Sepultura while I was up in Indianapolis. I got this weird Iggy and the Stooges CD single. I just thought it was crazy looking, and the price was right, so I got it. Then, I forget the name of the store. It was in Milwaukee. They had some cool stuff in there, but they had a couple of Kiss bootlegs.
Yeah, I used to own that one.
Yeah.
Yep, the 88 Crazy Nights tour of the Ritz Club show.
Yeah.
That's a good show. Although they play everything way too fast on that.
Yeah, it's a good set list, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff they ain't playing today, I can tell you that.
I think like Under the Gun and Fits Like a Glove. And yeah, there's a lot of the 80s, speed metal Kiss stuff.
And then this one I thought was cool, but then what you told me about it made me love it that much more. Death Kiss.
This one was confusing though because it's got all the packaging is Hot in the Shade tour, but I think it was Asylum tour, wasn't it?
It is recorded live in Denver, Colorado, January 12th, 1985.
Yeah. McNichols Arena, which I told Aaron, I was like, I bet Rock and Ron was at that show.
You can almost guarantee Rock and Ron was
Yeah.
at that show.
He went to like all the McNichols Arena shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes me love it even more to know that when
Oh, well, since we're on the subject, let me do this real quick, just in honor.
Well, quit banging into your microphone. You're going to rattle my brain.
Yeah. Mooger Figure messaged me about that. All right, here we go.
I want to rock and roll all night and party every day.
Miss you, buddy. Filmed outside of McNichols Arena in Denver.
Yeah. Maybe on that date.
Well, that was the reunion
you
tour.
was on the reunion tour for that one.
Yeah. And also, while we're at it, the thing we used to love to give him shit for.
You have entered the Psycho Circus. Welcome to the show.
I miss him so much.
Me too. I missed busting his balls, and I missed him busting our balls.
He was real good at that. Real good.
Oh, yeah. The king of getting me thinking, man, I really upset Ron. Then I call him up. I'm just fucking with you. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, thank you, Al Horta. That would have been the Asylum. The Animalized tour.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Heaven's on Fire's on here. Fits Like a Glove. Thrills in the Night. Under the Gun.
Cal Hens, the show was a lot of fun. Ricky did good. And
Ricky Rackman.
Yeah, we were supposed to meet up at the Ricky Rackman show. And but yeah, it was fun. A little long, but he had good stories. It was a good time.
Right on. He was pretty cool at ROCKNPOD this last year.
He was. It was good to see him again. All right. So you got more CDs?
That's it.
That's it. All right. Well, that was a good way to finish that off.
That's a pretty good show and tell, huh?
Yeah. All right. We ready to get to the... So we went really loose this time because we're kind of just, knocking the rust off doing this live stream thing. But I've got a couple things I want to talk about. Before we get into the Kiss related stuff, let me mention this. I posted about this on Facebook today. Somebody took the initiative to put a playlist together on YouTube of every video ever played on Headbangers Ball.
Oh, wow.
And this was the story I shared. 1,215 videos.
Wow.
So it's obviously you're not getting the clips with Ricky Rackman or Adam Curry talk. It's just video to video to video. Okay. But man, this thing has been a fucking treasure trove to go through. And as Mooger Figure posted earlier, he was like, well, I'll see y'all in 2027. I have plans. But I went through I have so many thoughts over I think I only got through 75 videos today of, that chunk of what I was going through. And certain things did you know TSOL had a video played on Headbangers Ball? Did you ever know that?
No, I don't know nothing about that band except GNR used to wear their t-shirts.
They were a punk band from LA, but they would switch their sound up to what was popular a lot. So this video was them trying to do the hard rock thing and not succeeding.
No.
It's not a good video, but also Mountain, Leslie West and Mountain, they hadn't made a record since 1974, but there's a video from 1985. It was their comeback album. Of course, no Felix Popularity because his wife shot and killed him 2 years before. Of a song with mountain in the video is god awful. Jesse Ventura's in the video.
What? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is so, there's so many videos that you'll be like, I don't remember this ever being on Headbangers Ball.
So, what year did Headbangers Ball start?
Like 1986 or 7, I think.
Okay, all right. I guess that lines up then with Leslie West Mountain, but that's weird that would have been getting played on Headbangers Ball because, I mean, I listen to some of that stuff from Leslie West, his solo stuff, and Mountain through the weird years, because they were big in the 70s.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing, it's a lot of kind of weird bluesy stuff and strange ballads and things. But then there's some also really cool stuff on some of those albums too.
Well, I found some cool stuff, but like the mountain video is weird. It's like whoever put that video together, they had just discovered what slow motion was, because there's so much slow motion in this video. And let's just face it, the guys in Mountain are not good looking guys. So it's just not a good video.
Especially not by 85.
No. It's a weird video, but like it's worth watching. And Kristen asked, how do you watch this? So I'll tell you, you can go on my Facebook and find where I shared the link, but I think actually I've still got the playlist pulled up. I don't have the playlist. Yeah, look up the complete collection of MTV Headbangers Ball on YouTube, and that's the playlist.
Nice.
All 1,200 videos. But
awesome.
I found so many things I'd never seen before, and one of the things I found. All right, so you remember the Cinderella "Shake Me" video, right?
Yeah, I think so. I guess so.
Well, it was like that the trio of videos with the Cinderella theme where the girl has the wicked stepsisters and they're making fun of her.
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those videos, and that has nothing to do with what I'm about to say. But like near the end of the video, it's like goes to a concert clip of them playing, and out of nowhere, there's this guy on stage like mouthing off to the chorus. And he's not in the band, but I can't figure out who the fuck this guy is. So I'm going to bring up a picture of him on here, and I want to see if our listeners know or viewers know who the fuck is this guy. This guy appears and he says, "Shake me" in 2 seconds of the video. And that's all he's shown for. Huh. Who is this?
I guess we need to find the guy that made the video and ask him.
I want to see if any of our listeners know who the hell this guy is, because I have no idea.
He's pretty cool looking.
He looks kind of demented, right?
He could be in a band.
Yeah.
I don't know maybe like Duran Duran or something.
Well, I'm so nerdy that I go into like Wikipedia and I'm looking up like liner notes and stuff for the album, and I'm like, who sang backup vocals? And a guy named Jeff Paris sang backup vocals on that song. And Jeff Paris also has a video on the Headbangers Ball playlist. But I looked up Jeff Paris, and he looks nothing like that guy.
Huh.
And then another guy did backing vocals, and it was the guy that sang for, ironically, Tangier.
Really?
Who we talked about earlier. Where else are you going to find 2 Tangier references in 2 hours? But looks nothing like that guy either.
Huh.
So let's
Tangier can't get you the answer.
We've already got answers.
Yeah.
That's Rick Hickton. Oh, Chris says Hilton. Rick Hilton. Al Horton says that's their touring keyboard player.
Okay. All right. There you go. You got your answer.
I love our people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick Hilton. Apparently. Okay, well, we got the answer. Seriously, he was the keyboard player.
Wow, even Shane knows that.
Eddie something. And then James McElhenney says Eddie Lizard. Well, I think he means Eddie Izzard, the comedian. But no. But yeah, it was bugging me all day. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
Well, there you go. Now you got your answer.
Rick Hilton.
Thank you. I'm impressed, you guys. That was awesome.
Maybe I should do like a stump the viewers thing every time we do the live stream now. I'll try to come up with something really hard.
It'd be tough to do it, I would bet.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool. I'm going to have to get that. I mean,
okay.
I've just put it on the playlist and let it always roll.
Now, Chris Dene hung out with the guy. Well, tell him he looks incredibly evil in that video.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was
Does he still look like that?
I don't know. but yeah, check that out. And also something cool I've been listening to recently that I kind of forgot how great the record was. Alice Cooper, The Last Temptation. So that's kind of, maybe when we do this, we should do like a recommended album or something. I would recommend this for you this week.
Is that one with Eric Dover on it?
I don't remember if he played on that one or not.
I know I do. What I do remember about that one is it opened to the CD, opens up into this big comic book.
Yeah.
There is like a single fruit fly just dive bombing me this whole time. It's driving me fucking nuts.
No, Eric Dover did not play guitar on that one. It was Steph Burns on that one.
Okay.
Who played with Y&T also.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But no, I was listening, like Sideshow alone, the opening song is one of the best songs in his whole solo catalog. And then Lost in America was the single, but
that's a good song.
I like that one, but also like Bad Place Alone is a great song. Stolen Prayer is a great song. It's Me is a good ballad.
It's Me is pretty cool. Even for
co-write with Jack Blades and Tommy Shaw. So there's it's one of the most complete Alice Cooper solo records. If you haven't checked it out, check it out.
Nice. I like that.
You got one you want to recommend? I know I'm hitting you kind of blind with this.
Shit, I don't know.
Pick something you think people should listen to.
Let's see. There's all kinds of stuff here.
Bushy says we should come on the his show, The Plug, and talk about Last Temptation.
Yeah, Bushy always gives us invites. Well, me anyway, but then never follows through on it.
Oh, he's calling you out, Bushy.
I guess I'll do this one right here. Everybody should definitely listen to this. Oh shit, it's autographed. Wendy, the Wow album,
autographed by Vinnie Vincent.
Autographed by Vinnie Vincent. I was the only one in line. I didn't want to be like everybody else, so I had to find something different for him to autograph, and that's what I brought. Right. I like this album. I like it a lot. There's some really cool stuff on there.
I like the music.
Come on, she's a beautiful singer.
She's beautiful, yeah. It has nothing to do with her vocals. Yeah. I'm not gonna pretend to be cool and think that her vocals are good because they're not. That's just me.
They're unique.
Yeah, okay, that's a word for it.
You don't have to be a good singer to be a great rock singer.
Well, I'm a Ramones fan. Joey Ramone is not a good singer, so I get it.
Right. You know, people listen to Ozzy and go, well, he's not really a good singer, but for what he's doing, he's amazing, you know? So.
Yeah, I get it. It just, her voice never clicked for me.
Yeah, I can understand.
Bushy wants to do a rock and wrestling show.
Yeah, we've talked about doing something like that on Decibel Geek on and off throughout the years, like theme song.
I love that Bushy is campaigning live on our live stream for an episode. How much did Vinny charge you to autograph that, Aaron?
Nothing. Now he actually did it for free.
No, we didn't. We paid for the VIP.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember. I don't remember.
$300 a pop.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it was worth it though. It was because the whole experience of the whole thing.
Oh, just for the
here's to talk about that weekend. Here's to Joe Polo.
Joe saved our ass that weekend. And hanging out with him and Sonny Pooney and all those people. That was a great time.
Shoot, yeah.
I'm trying not to make noise with a beer can. I'm sorry. Bushy said, I told you I was drinking. I'm just giving you shit, man. We have to.
We're drinking too, Bushy. It's Friday night. Everybody's worked hard all week. Have a cold one. Relax. Enjoy.
Okay. So we figured out who this pissed off looking dude is. Cool. Next story.
Imagine him like over there playing keyboards live with Cinderella. There's this guy over the corner just going nuts.
It's just weird because you're watching the whole video. They never show him once, and then for 2 seconds, it's him going "Shake me," and then that's it. It's like it's so bizarre.
Like, please let
maybe he had that written into his contract. I get 2 seconds of screen time per video.
Yeah, you gotta let me be in the video. Come on, please.
So let's talk. We're going to talk about Vinny in a minute. Obviously, we want to tease that. But first, let's talk about Kiss, because Kiss is not without fault this week. So Kiss a few weeks ago announced that they were doing their last 50 shows. Well, I think they've announced like 7 shows since then. And including this one, which really got my attention. They're playing in Dubai again. They actually posted this, and they're rubbing it in everyone's faces, because if you don't know, which anyone watching this knows, there's thousands of dollars that are unaccounted for that people paid for the live stream they did on New Year's Eve of 2020 into 2021 in Dubai and never delivered on. And now they're doing this.
So that's what I never understood about that. So people paid for the live stream but didn't get to see it.
Well, you got the live stream, but there were like separate packages. There were some packages that came with certain merchandise.
Okay. So like,
but also
of it and stuff.
All the packages would come with like a DVD at least of the live stream. So that alone has not come out, but also shirts, hats. They were going to do like a movie screening of it in theaters. Not that to me, I'm like, why would you want that? Because 2020 was a year we all want to forget. But there were people that were paying upwards of like $1,000 each for this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, to get like,
so it's got to be like super limited edition merchandise then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's still crazy.
But
$1,000 on Kiss. I guess if you're a millionaire, what's $1,000?
I said, am I maiden carry? They're building more road, but it's all bumpy, many potholes. Yeah, because the end of the road just continues on. But yeah, so like to me, I posted about it because I was like, these fuckers have no shame. You know, it's really fucked up. But you know, so this is the official flyer, but I have a better idea. This is the flyer they should be using right here. Yeah, because they're selling snake oil. There's a sucker born every minute. But yeah, if you're paying, I don't know, if you want to go see Kiss, go see them. But I don't get what you're doing. But yeah, they announced, I think, Cincinnati and 1 or 2 other cities.
So I saw that my Aunt Pam actually, they added a date in Wisconsin as well at Cadott.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And my Aunt Pam sent that to me. My brother sent it too. And I was like, my first initial instinct is to say, hey, you know, it's just not, it's not what you think it is. But then I think to somebody that's not like a hardcore fan, it's probably a really good time. If you don't know and don't care that he's lip syncing, if you know and don't care that, you know, I don't know. I'm starting to feel like it's just a hardcore fan problem. Like people on the peripheral that aren't big Kiss fans would still go to the show and still have a great time. But as longtime Kiss fans, we're a little jaded because we know what it was like when it was good, you know, and we know when it should have ended. I guess we say that sounds silly too, because it ain't up to us to say. I don't know, man. We don't have to like it either, but I do see how, you know, just regular people would go see Kiss and have a good time. I was going to tell her, hey, a lot of lip syncing and shit going on. And I was thinking, well, if she's going to go have fun, why ruin it for her?
No, don't ruin it for her.
So I didn't say nothing about it.
But I mean, it just
go.
To me though, it was like, it honestly shouldn't surprise me. I mean, honestly, because I don't think they give a fuck about their diehard fans at all. I really don't. The fact that, clearly. But it's just sad that like with the Dubai thing, it really kind of sent the point home, because like they never made good on the whole thing, and maybe it is Landmark's fault, the company that did the whole thing. Maybe it's their fault. But Kiss is the one whose name they're doing it in. So it's like, it makes you guys look bad.
Yeah. And it makes you look like a bunch of Vinnie Vincents is what it makes you look like.
Well, and like, I get, and I do know that, you know, thanks to our friends like Mike Brunn and people like that, like Doc McGee they've started like trying to make it right with people. They're not sending them the Dubai stuff, but they're sending them like equal value of stuff from the Kiss warehouse. And that's fine, but to me, like that all started like a few weeks ago. So it almost makes me wonder. It's like they knew that a show for Dubai was about to get announced. So it's like now we should start making right with these people.
Otherwise, people are going to light the internet
Yep.
on fire with negative comments.
Hello. But yeah, so like that's to me, I'm almost think it's like kind of half-hearted because
And then they also announced their final show in Australia too.
yeah,
Yeah, and they call that the final curtain. So
yeah,
the end of the road was that, and now it's final curtain time. They just run around and final curtain all over these towns, all over the country.
I don't think there's no way that's the only Australian show they're going to do. Why do you really think they're going to ship that whole stage and production out there, Australia, to do one concert? There's no way.
No,
they're going to squeeze in at least 2-3 others.
I don't even know how to feel about it anymore. I'm burnt out on it is what I am, and it sucks because like I used to love Kiss so much that if somebody wanted to talk to me about Kiss, I'd be so happy. Now, if somebody wants to talk to me about Kiss, I'm just like, ugh.
That's why I want them to just fucking end it so we can look back.
What if they would have, this is nerd think right here. I was thinking this earlier. What if after the original reunion tour and then the farewell tour, if they would have then took off the makeup and went back with Eric and Bruce, Ace Frehley leaves, Peter Criss leaves, and they go back to being normal. Then the end of the road tour really means something because then you come back with Ace and Peter or however best you can work it. And then now it would be something worth caring about. But because they just carried on with Eric and Tommy, I don't even know. I don't want to talk about Kiss no more, man. I just don't want.
It is kind of difficult, isn't it?
I'm ground down as I thought I was like an ultimate Kiss fan at one time, and now I know that I'm not because my spirit has been destroyed by Kiss.
No, you're just a sane person.
I don't even want to talk about them no more. They break my heart all the time. This is not how Kiss was supposed to leave their legacy.
You always got the videos and the albums.
Yeah.
And speaking of videos, Andrew Scambatti, good friend of ours, had issues with an unnamed person I will not name, who's a real prick who gets people's creative endeavors taken off the internet. The Greatest Show on Earth, the great documentary he did about the Alive 2 era, that's now been restored on andrewscambatti.com. So I just want to give him a shout out on that.
Heck yeah, I'd like to watch that again. It was gone too fast.
Yeah, so you can remember Kiss in a time when none of this bullshit mattered.
Yeah.
I miss them
times. I miss them a lot.
Yeah, me too. It's funny. I'll go back and I'll watch like a 70s era show, and I'm like, that's what I remember liking. Okay, because the stuff now it's like, oh boy. All right, so we ready to hit the topic, the pink elephant in the room here?
You're grinding me down. I used to be fans of all these people. What the hell?
Well, did you see the actual promo graphic for Vinny's latest event that was happening here in Nashville? You want to see it?
I've been out of town. I haven't seen nothing. Yeah, I want to see it.
It looks like that. Oh wait, no, that's the Kiss Dubai thing.
Couldn't tell the difference.
6 of 1. But no, I actually do have it was here. It's actually here. This is the official graphic for the event that went down a couple of weeks ago, apparently to a crowd of 6, from what I've heard.
When you're charging $500 a ticket, man, 6 is a success.
Yeah. ROCKNPOD should go to $500 a ticket, maybe.
You only get 10 people to show up. You made $5,000.
Yeah. But good to see Vinny using a current photo of himself in his advertising. I'm happy to see that.
He should superimpose his current head onto that old. I've never seen that picture before. Him holding flowers.
It's a current photo. It's clearly from 2023. It's not photoshopped or anything.
Yeah, that could be anybody. You just stick Vinny's face on there.
So this happened at Starstruck Entertainment Studio, and I know enough to know of Nashville. This actually is a studio that Reba McEntire's ex-husband built on Music Row, and it's actually a nice studio. I've been there before.
Built it with a hammer and nails.
All right, and he included some local talent. Sleeper Signal, who's a local band, Shannon Quinn, Leo Duke, and Brent Lundy, who are all local Nashville artists. So I have no hate for them. Good for them for jumping on something like this.
Hope they got paid.
I'm guessing no. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it wouldn't make sense that Vinnie Vincent would pay somebody for their talent.
Well, I was not at this event, so I will not pretend to know the details behind who booked what. And I'm sure some of Vinnie I'm sure Vinnie himself probably and his minions are watching right now, which is why we have a bigger audience than normal. So hi, Dick. All right, so this went down. It was a listening party for his new record, which is called Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And
when's it coming out? It's got a release date?
No. And from what I've heard, it's basically all the Guitarmageddon tracks that he did in the early 90s with Robert Fleischman. And Robert was not there. And I know from people who are mutual friends with me and Robert that Robert wants nothing to do with any of this.
Vinions.
Vinions? Did somebody say that on the comments? I missed it.
Julian Gill. Julian Gill.
Oh, is he on here? Oh, hello, Julian. Good to see you. I loved your new episode, by the way. Julian did not hold back on his new live stream also.
He talking about this Joker too?
Huh?
Talking about this Joker too, or all this stupid Kiss stuff?
Yeah, he was talking about this.
Yeah.
There's a whole other layer of drama on the Kiss FAQ message board with this.
Well, of course there is. There's a layer of drama on top, and then everything else.
And Chris Dene is here. Chris Dene was there working the event. I don't remember what capacity, but he says they were not paid, so he confirmed it.
Well, hopefully they weren't supposed to get paid then.
And he also said, not including myself and others assisting. So, Mighty K's already mad at me. Chris, watch your damn mouth. I really need to pay attention to the comments. Maybe I should shut up. I don't know. Chris says I counted 10. Okay, so 10. Well, it wasn't 6. It was 10 people.
And see, $5,000 right there. You don't got to share it with nobody. Right in the back, pink wallet in the pocket.
Burning bridges. No, you left that wallet at the hotel. Charge it to the record company. Yeah.
Yeah.
The comments are actually more fun than what I'm saying. Vinny and his minions equals Vinions. That's funny as shit. And the immortal words of Chris, fuck Vinny. No, I said fuck that guy.
That's the famous. If you ever make your own T-shirt, that's what it'll say. Chris Sinzak in parentheses. Fuck that guy.
By the way, that was all Rock and Ron's idea too. I never told him to do that.
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't tell him to use that as the quote for the video he put up.
Yeah. I know.
But he seized on it, and it still gets traffic to this day.
It'd be like if you put in, like we talked about putting our names in the AI, you come up with like known for phrases like "fuck that guy."
4 mannequins.
Yeah, more or less.
Oh, and Buzzing Fret says hate-filled. I wonder if this is somebody from Vinny's crew. Maybe. I had my own run-in with Vinny, so if you want to call it hate, go for it. But anyway, the common denominator never changes, and things continue to get worse. But the reason I wanted to talk about this today, look, if you're one of the 6 to 10 people that went to this thing and had fun, and I do know a couple of people who went that I consider friends, and if they had fun, great. I'm glad they did. That's one thing. But the other thing is Vinny comes out and does a statement stating about this guy, Scott Ward, who is his new quote unquote singer, about how great it was to have him sing with him at their live jam. And it's the best thing he's done since Robert was with him. And he can't wait to continue working with him in the future on touring and stuff. And cheers to you, my friend. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, I saw that on Metal Sludge.
That's a statement from Vinnie Vincent, like a week ago.
I read it. It was real. And then what? A couple of days later?
Well, and then, obviously out of curiosity, I look up Scott's Facebook profile and he makes a public thing and he's sharing some of the Blabbermouth and Brave Words articles about it, saying, hey, here's some coverage of the last event. I'm excited. I'd never heard of Scott before this whole thing. I checked out his band. It's a band called No Love Lost.
Yeah.
Which they're on a label called Kivel Records, which I'm personal friends with John Kivel, who runs that label. We've played some of their bands on the show in the past. And I checked out their stuff. They're really good. And Scott's got a great voice.
Yeah, he's a good singer, and he's in 2 different bands. There was another one, too. Because after that, I was like, man, this poor guy. You know what I'm going to do? Just like I always tell everybody, the least you can do is give him a Facebook like. So I went to find the 2 bands that he was in it, gave him both likes, and I'm following them now. So, you get something good out of it at least.
But yeah, so I checked it out. He was good. And Scott was sharing the stories because obviously he's excited. He's the new singer for Vinnie Vincent and all that. And then out of nowhere, a couple days later, so there was a post in one of Vinnie's groups, one of his double secret probation groups, that had Scott with Vinnie posing and talking about it and everything. And then apparently Scott was cut out of the picture. The picture was re-uploaded with just Vinnie. And then the whole statement and then a whole nother post was or the statement was edited to take out the mention of Scott. And I was like, that's odd. And those of you watching from Vinnie's groups, no, I'm not in your groups, but I have people that are, and I have friends that are, and they tell me, just so you know. That'll drive you crazy for a couple days.
You're gonna get them in trouble.
I don't care.
How about your friends?
It's called a sock puppet account. That's all I'm gonna say. So like he changes the image and then a day later after that, a picture comes up or saying something like Vinnie Vincent has not hired a new singer. Oh, actually I've got the graphic. I should use that, right?
You got the technology, you might as well use.
This is better. All right, so here's the initial statement. But my moment of happiness was jamming it out with my new singer Scott Borden, our first studio shred with 2 Ds, of course, performance on some of my favorite songs. Best time playing with a singer I've had since Rob. Here's to us. I raise my glass to you. It's only the beginning. That's May 23rd. May 29th. Regarding the statement of a new singer, Vinnie has not officially chosen a singer at this point and has decided to keep looking.
Yes.
Any affirmative wording regarding a vocalist is misconstrued. Anyone claiming that prized position is incorrect and should immediately cease from promoting that belief and narrative to others. Vinnie Vincent. And then the same day, later that day, I'm auditioning singers for a new tour and record. To audition, send a link in the comments and management will get back to you. Are you fucking kidding me?
Man,
what a dick move.
That's messed up. Yeah. To make somebody feel as if, and I think I read his statement too, where he said everything was awesome and Vinnie was so nice and was so, appreciative of what I could do and was so excited to work with me. And I was excited to work with him. And, these things all seemed good. And then Vinnie Vincent,
It's just, what the fuck?
That was the thing. Yeah, loose cannons on here. That was the thing that made me laugh. The prize possession.
Oh, yeah, prize position.
The prize position.
Yeah. I don't like Missionary Doggy Style, but I like Vinnie Vincent's. Yeah.
Why lead singer? That's a prize position.
Buzzing Frets, I hope Anthony runs like hell away from that if he goes after him.
Yeah,
he'd be better off.
He's got to tour. Anthony's got to know better than that.
Here's the thing that screws with me. So I'm able to follow. I'm not going to say how, but I'm able to follow what goes on in these Vinnie Vincent groups, and I also happen to know what Vinnie's sock puppet account is. How you doing, Paul? So I actually know what goes on there, and like the whole announcement about hiring a new singer and auditioning. I'm seeing people I actually know that are local area singers pitching themselves to Vinnie on this thing. And I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Because once he you know, if say, you know, this singer, hey, I sent you my tape. Maybe say that sounds good. You come in, let's do something together. All right, cool. You know, then all of a sudden you're like, you're my guy. I'm like, great. Can I tell my friends? You can tell everybody. Awesome. I'm gonna let everybody. I'm the new lead singer of the Vinnie Vincent band. Hey, you're not the lead singer of the Vinnie Vincent band. You're out of here. You're done. And you were never the singer. And I'm gonna tell everybody you're full of shit. But then everyone goes, who are these guys? Let's go check out their bands. You know,
If that's the only reason they're doing it, then fine.
you get
If,
your
as
name,
long as they know what they're getting themselves into here.
well, you get your name out there on Kiss FAQ and Three Sides of the Coin and all the other Kiss podcasts, Kiss Room and podcast Rock City. Everybody mentions your name, so then people go, "Oh, I wonder who they are. Let's go check out what they're doing." And then Vinnie Vincent's back to doing Vinnie Vincent, and then this guy's got a whole bunch of new fans. You do it for the publicity. And like I said, the hope that one day it becomes a reality TV show. Oh, man.
But these are people I actually respect that are talented people. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Don't be pitching yourself for like unless you know that as long as you know it's a short-term thing and it's not going to amount to anything and you only do it for the press, good on you.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Why not do it?
But only do it for that reason.
Yeah. Don't, there's a couple of guys that really thought that Vinnie Vincent, after being told by Vinnie Vincent that he loved us and he wanted to come to ROCKNPOD, and no matter what, I'm going to be there, was the words he used to us. No matter what, I'm going to be there. And then turned around and broke our hearts over it. And I mean, fuck. Like a million people have told this dude, welcome to the club.
Yeah. Well, I sent Scott a message myself.
And it's like you said, what's the common denominator in all this?
It's him.
It's one thing. It's one thing.
It's Vinny.
From
Well, and
all the way down to today.
I did talk to Scott a little bit through Facebook because I tried to get him to come on tonight to talk about his side of things.
Yeah.
I couldn't help myself because I'm like, we have a shared bond over dealing with a scumbag. But I was like, you know, but he was like, you know, look, I got my own band. We got a record deal. We got a record coming out in a few months, and it's just better if I let this thing die out. And I get it. He's a classy guy.
Yeah.
But
He seemed like it. He really did.
Yeah. But you know, but we're all about.
From what his response to it all, he seemed so classy.
No, he was perfect in how he handled it.
Yeah.
And we're Decibel Geek. We're not a Kiss show, so we'll be happy to cover his band's new record when it comes out. So
we might be in July if we get enough reviews and recommendations.
That's true. Yeah, need 9 more. But yeah, Chris Dene, who was there working the event, had an interesting thing to say. He said they played 3 songs, a blues jam, a soul cover, and an unrecognizable version of Lick It Up. Probably 15 minutes total, and that almost didn't even happen.
Oh, wow.
How do you play an unrecognizable version of Lick It Up? It's as easy as possible.
Well, I mean, everybody else is playing Lick It Up, and Vinnie Vincent is going, or that crazy shit he was doing up on top of the tank.
Oh, man. Julian Gill, the high point of Vinny's musical comeback, sadly, was the brief acoustic jam with Robert in Atlanta. Yeah, you're right.
You know what?
That was it.
That is true, because that was actually pretty awesome.
It was cool to see that.
Yeah, it's sad. That's sad. You blew your wad right away and then have nothing left to offer.
Might as well audition for Vito Bratta and John Sykes. Yeah, I'd rather hear music from them.
Yeah.
Or she says you got to know he'll announce your name, then the next day change it. That's what turned him against. And this is not about what happened with me or us or anything. Regardless. And one thing I've noticed is there's a lot of diehard Vinny fans that are kind of wising up to his antics. So I'm not looking to turn anyone to the other side. I just tell people they're gonna learn in time who this guy is. So
yeah, put a loose cannons comment.
This one, pre-orders for Vinny's new album can be sent to a P.O. box in Dubai. That's pretty well said. That's a good bow for the whole discussion.
Very good. Very good.
And Vinny butchered the hell out of Lick It Up, apparently. How do you butcher Lick It Up? It's the easiest thing in the world to play.
The most simple guitar in all of history.
Oh, boy. But yeah, so and this guy's still not happy.
Yeah. But he's way cooler than Vinnie Vincent.
But we know who he is at least. But yeah, okay. So one other thing to go back to the
It's crazy.
to go back to the MTV thing with me watching the Headbangers Ball videos. I forgot about the video for Ultimate Sin by Ozzy. You remember the video for that?
Yeah, of course, where the girl's out in the crowd and then she turns into the monster woman on the cover of the album. Yeah, it's awesome. I love that one.
That part's cool. But did you notice that Ozzy went with 2 looks in this video and neither of them worked?
I mean, Cowboy Man, oil tycoon Ozzy's kind of terrifying. This other, I don't know. I don't know what that is. He wanted to be one of the killer bees from the WWF.
He looks like Shelley Winters.
Jumping Jim Brunzell and Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was a trip. I hadn't seen that video since the 80s, so it was a trip to watch.
Tanya said he kind of looked like he could have been in Stryper with that.
And I actually saw the video for free by Stryper today in that playlist, and I'd forgotten all about that video too. But yeah. What was the Bushy saying? Vinny was a dick to y'all. He came out, y'all welcomed him in, and he showed us true. Yeah, that's true. But it's not all based in that. It's just sad. But like a lot of
if you took the collection of people that have been kicked around by him, we are a very small, tiny little grain of sand on a beach of people that have been dicked over and dicked around by Vinnie Vincent.
Yeah. No, it's not an exclusive club. It's a big club.
Growing daily.
Yeah.
Ozzy Fox. Ozzy Fox. You guys are funny tonight, man. On the case.
Oh man. But that's pretty much all I had for I'm amazed we've almost gone 2 hours with this. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I had lined up. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, no, not that I can really think of. I mean, I showed all my awesome cassette tapes. We showed the flag. You showed your awesome albums. I got a bunch of cool CDs. I really need my CDs now. Figure out something with you banging into that thing.
I'm sorry. Well, I got a new desk and there's like no sound reinforcement on it. So
I feel like you're sitting in the corner with everything pulled in on you.
Yeah, it's angled at a different place, but I'll work on that.
I'm gonna come over and mount it to the ceiling so it hangs in front of you. Like
I just need to use a koozie like a normal person.
Yeah.
Or not use cans and use bottles.
Bottles and the cans are fine. It's you banging into that mic all the time.
I'm not banging into the mic. I'm just sitting. Look, this is just me sitting the can down. I didn't bang, but I never touched the mic.
Okay.
So it's the desk, but the mic is mounted to the desk.
I get you like some kind of something.
I need a koozie.
Yeah, or koozie would work. Or
I need a Decibel Geek koozie. Should make those.
Like a couple of mouse pads you can set your stuff on.
Well, I've got my mouse pad here. I just haven't been using it.
There you go. See, it's so quiet. Had it the whole time.
Hey, Tanya, your cousin checked in.
Yeah, she's been mentioning and commenting all along.
Talk about the Creatures box set. Well, I mean, I did an unboxing of it on here once.
Like a year ago, wasn't it?
It's awesome. And my lighting is much warmer than yours. Okay.
It's not about me. It's about the CDs.
Oh, I need to get that sound effect going. Oh, and Aaron's about to have the same Rodecaster board that I have. So there's going to be like dueling sound effects going on pretty soon.
That's right. Yeah, you know how Chris has got his sound effects? I'm getting one too. And I'm gonna fuck with him also.
We should both like pick our own random Paul Stanley sound effects and then like have Paul arguing with Paul. I think that would be fun.
It's a moose pad.
Bushy wants a Decibel Geek koozie, so we've made one sale already.
All right, see, it all starts somewhere.
Cecil says, "Don't stay away." So we should do this more often, even if it's like one of us with a guest. We should probably maybe like make sure it's a Friday thing to do. I think it would be cool.
Okay, all right, nice. Yeah, we could do that
because it's a whole audience that we don't always talk to.
It's true. And it's always fun. I always have a good time, especially the interaction. That's my favorite part because like I said on the show, on the last episode, we release a show and then we get comments in the comment section. And that's awesome. We love that.
Yeah.
But it's not the immediate reaction that we get here in the real conversation and reading all the funny shit you guys got to say because on the money tonight. I'm proud of you. You did awesome. Hey, Loose Cannon, you too, man. You did it too. You were there with us. I know you listened to it.
You got a shout out too.
I drop your name right off the top. I say, hey, this whole thing with you coming back to America couldn't have happened without Loose Cannon as well. So you're
oh man,
you're as big a part of that as I am.
People are happy we're doing the Friday thing. We had good turnout for this tonight. I mean, it's pretty cool. Rock and Ron demands it.
Yeah. Yeah, Rock and Ron is smiling down on this right now.
So maybe we can have some fun with this. So I've just got this cool video. I think the last time we tried to do Smash or Trash, we had issues with sound quality issues. So, but StreamYard has made advances to where you can play videos that are not streaming like directly off your computer. So I'm going to try to do that. This is not really a Smash or Trash because Aaron and I both agree this song is awesome. And it's a local Nashville band called Lost Circus. But I'm going to play their video to turn you guys on to this if you haven't listened to it on the podcast. And also, please say in the comments if this looks and sounds good to you so I can plan to do more video content as we go forward, okay?
Yeah,
that work?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to get ready to go to this video, and then you got anything you want to say before I cue to this and we get out of here?
Thank you guys for joining us for Decibel Geek Friday Night Live, doing the live stream, having fun. It's more fun when you guys are here with us interacting, and this was great, man. I miss doing it. I just want to say thanks to everybody for hanging out with us. You rock. You're awesome.
All right. Well, let's go to Lost Circus, and this is a song called This Place Is Mad. Remember, say in the comments if this sounds good and looks good to you quality-wise so we know what to keep doing.
All right.
Hang on.
It's a goodbye, but now you can't